Feast TV is brought to you with the support from Missouri Wines, Caldy's Coffee, Old Time Produce, and the Raphael Hotel.
I am standing here in the middle of the Las Vegas Strip, and we are dedicating this entire episode of Feast TV to following Ben Grupe and Jared Dix as they vie to represent the United States in the Bocuse d'Or. The competition is tomorrow here at the Venetian, but first, let's set the scene.
So we're at Hickey College in St. Louis, and we're training for the Bocuse d'Or USA National Selection. So Ben is going up against two other chefs for the opportunity to represent the United States in the competition, to travel over to Lyon and compete. For this selection, it's going to be held November 9th in Las Vegas, and he's going to have 5.5 hours to do both a fish dish using Norwegian trout and then a beef platter using Wagyu ribeye. For the fish plate, it's 10 portions and it's plated restaurant style. So plates goes straight out to the judges. For the beef platter, he'll have to present it on a beautiful silver platter, and the platter gets presented around for about 14 minutes, paraded in front of everyone. Then the food is brought back, carved and plated, and then presented to the judges.
A panel of judges will evaluate them, which includes Daniel Bellew, Thomas Keller, and the organizers and coaches from the last winning team. So a very prestigious jury. They have a 5-hour window to produce everything, start to finish. So the practice becomes very important so that they can nail down their timing, their schedule. Every component, every preparation has to be planned for. There is no time to mess around.
If Ben is selected to go on to the Nationals, he'll then train for the next 1.5 years to get ready for Lyon. And it's nonstop. You're still working your job every day. You're staying up through the night while everyone's sleeping. So it's really 2 years of just nonstop intense training, and that's the most difficult part, absolutely. My role as the coach is really just to be here to support Ben. Ben's extremely talented. He's been competing for the last 12 years internationally. Ben and I were on the USA Olympic team for the last 4 years together. So he's an absolute all-star. Really, I'm just here to support, kind of be an organizer in a sense, and just kind of have his back, take notes, point him in the right direction. Yeah, let's go this way, let's not, and really just keep his energy up so he can do what he needs to do.
I had the pleasure of working with Ben and Corey, coaching the last Olympic team, Team USA. I was on the team in 80, 84, and 88. That was 30 years ago. So these guys are the future. The Bocuse d'Or is considered among chefs the most prestigious cooking contest on earth. It's stressful to compete in hot food competitions in any venue. I think this being the ultimate cooking competition in the world, that stress level is even more. But I can tell you Ben is going to be a contender. He's an excellent cook, an excellent chef.
Chef Ben and I go way back. I was the chef at the Racquet Club Ledoux for many years, and Ben came to me as one of my line cooks, and we got a relationship there. As the years passed, He's involved me on tasting and sampling and observing little things. He emails me all of his changes so I can kind of keep that second set of eyes going and see where they stand and just put my 2 cents in as well as the other chefs. It really takes people looking at it from different lenses, different perspectives, and really just having people to talk to about the experience and what they're doing and just keeping them on track. The opportunity for them to use this kitchen is really pretty unique because there's no distractions. This kitchen is set exactly like the one that'll be at tryouts and at the Bocuse door. They were able to replicate the exact location of equipment, the exact pieces of equipment, and so they're really getting the same practice, exactly how they'll perform on the day. So that's pretty invaluable, and they can get their minds set, just kind of focused, and just really concentrate here and do a nice job.
The hardest part, I think, of the competition is really the training that goes into it. When you're there, that's your time to shine. That's the fun part, where you really get to execute your program. The motivation, it's really just an adrenaline rush. It pushes our creativity to the next level every second. I mean, we can't even turn it off.
I mean, this is, again, the highest level of competition. The focus, the dedication, the discipline, the drive, all of those things really are important to get to this level. And it's really looking at things in a way that you've never seen food before. And then once you've done that, it does carry over to your everyday kitchen and it makes you better there as well. So it's really a unique experience and opportunity to go to a place that really not many people get the opportunity to take advantage of. And of course, the food has to be at the highest level. The technique, the flavors, and really the ideas to set them apart and get to that national stage and the international stage as well.
Ben Grupe is forged. He's been on 2 Olympic teams. He's been in that hot kitchen before, under the scrutiny of international judges, and you learn to just shut that out. You have to shut that out. But he's seasoned. We don't expect him to stumble.
The things that he's done throughout his career will really end up paying forward to this level of, again, dedication, discipline, and drive. And it's really all that's on his mind 24/7 at this point.
So how did all of this come to be? How did you land here today?
I mean, today is years of preparation. Looking back on my career, this has been like the ultimate life goal. I really kind of made the personal solid decision in 2015 that I wanted to do this, and I came out to Vegas to watch the last Bocuse d'Or USA selection, and that's kind of when I set, this is something I want to pursue.
But what does it actually mean to be part of this type of competition? I mean, is it something that you do because you enjoy being in that competitive arena, or is it something that is very specific to where you want to go with your career?
Yeah, I've always kind of asked myself that, why. I've been competing, for close to 15 years, and you have to be somewhat kind of crazy. But it's something that I get a lot of satisfaction out of, and it pays tenfold in my day-to-day operations at the restaurant. Any challenges that come up in the restaurant, it's nothing compared to what we face in competitions like this. So really for me, it's just a challenge. I'm very competitive, just always striving to be better.
Ben's obviously been in competitions before. Is this your first one?
Yes.
So what is it like for you? Is it overwhelming, or is it fun? Or
At first and at times it can be overwhelming, but you just have to push yourself. It's just a great experience, and I couldn't be more proud to be a part of it.
Well, because this is a huge deal.
Yeah.
I mean, if you win tomorrow, you're going to represent the United States at this international culinary competition, which the U.S. won last time, and 24 countries that will be competing, and you would be the only people representing the United States of America. I mean, what does that feel like?
It hasn't really sunk in yet, and I can't explain when it is going to sink in. But we're playing to win this thing, you know. There's no other option. That's our plan, and we're going to follow through with our plan. But, you know, win or lose, it's an incredible opportunity, and it's an incredible network, and it's just a great honor just to be here.
Yeah.
It's the pinnacle of my career, and Jared is a young culinarian. This is the start of his.
So in Las Vegas, the actual competition is only one day. It's 5.5 hours.
We have 5 hours and 35 minutes to produce 10 restaurant-style plates featuring Norwegian steelhead trout, cucumbers, and carrots. Then those 10 plates walk at the 5-hour mark. And then at the 5-hour, 35-minute mark are platter walks. The American Wagyu beef from Snake River Farms, it is an amazing, delicious product. And so each candidate, you know, has that and 3 garnishes of their own choice to accompany the platter. Where it started, it was just an emotional roller coaster of ingredients, techniques, ideas, and learning how to work with each other and our strengths and weaknesses.
So based on that, what is the creative process? How do you get down to what you're going to make tomorrow?
So we started with the platter first because we know it's going to be a bone-in ribeye. We really kind of broke it down to where we are located in the country, which is in the Midwest. So we wanted to, you know, highlight something from the Midwest. So we kept a very minimalist approach with the food. The main components of the platter are potato, broccoli, and onion. That's it. But when you look at it, you're like, I've never seen broccoli look like that, or that's an interesting style of potato.
Competition's tomorrow. What has it been like since you've been here, kind of seeing the other chefs?
For me, it's very motivating because I know our program is very tight and we're very dialed in. And just being in this like hornet's nest of, you know, activity at the hotel. I mean, there's something going on every turn of this place. So we're very fortunate to have a little nook away in the bake shop that we can kind of just call our own and, you know, just focus on what we have to do, and honestly not really worried about anybody else. You know, we're just looking ourselves in the mirror and saying this is going to be the best that we're going to do, and just going to kick it in the skull.
Well, I'm excited to watch tomorrow, and I wish you guys the best of luck. So we're here bright and early in the morning. The teams are inside setting up for the competition, which is going to start in about an hour. Let's go inside and take a look.
Please welcome your host for today, Billy Harris.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bocuse Team USA National Selection 2017. We're going to have a great day here today. Quickly, I'm going to announce everyone that's competing here today. 3 fabulous teams from St. Louis. Ben Grupe and Jared Dix from From Moorhead in San Francisco, Jeffrey Hayashi and Briona Morrison, everybody. And also from San Francisco, from Restaurant Qua, Matthew Kirkley and Mimi Chen. They're going to be going at it, head-to-head competition today. Obviously, for those of you that were here 2 years ago, it's a different time because, as you know, the United States, for the first time in history, took home the gold medal with our good friend Matthew Peters. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a fun day. Glad you're here, and we will get on with the cooking momentarily. Stay tuned.
So what is the experience going to be like for you?
Very exciting because now we're going to, crown the 2019 chef, and we're going to help them along the process to represent and go for another gold.
There'll be 3 stations set up for the 3 chefs. The format in terms of logistics will look exactly like how they will be competing if they are lucky enough to win and go on to compete for the U.S. in Lyon. They'll be cooking with the same ingredients, and then it just becomes a matter of who is the most organized and who can put out the best dish with
no
a lot
pressure.
of time under that kind of pressure.
I had the good fortune this past competition to attend the Bocuse competition in Lyon, where Team USA in fact won the gold. And so now the mantra is, let's not win again, let's create a dynasty. Let's make the American team a dynasty inside the Bocuse competition.
And whoever wins is going to carry that forward.
It's correct. That's why picking and judging that person is critical.
Chefs are cooking. 5 hours and 35 minutes later, we will have a winner. Just like that. We are with Ben Grupe and the St. Louis team. I know that the fan club and the families, you can clap. Go ahead. We got 4 hours, 15 minutes, and 48 seconds. Chef, how you feeling?
Feel fantastic.
He's feeling fantastic. How about your little colleague over there? Jared, how you feeling? Feels great too. All right, stay tuned. More to come. Thanks.
So the competition is more than halfway through. In fact, they're going to start plating in about 45 minutes. Things are starting to heat up, so let's take a look.
Fish presentation was a trout, carrot, and cucumber dish. So there was a carrot terrine over top of the trout. We had a carrot custard, braised cucumbers. It was braised with vermouth that had smoked trout tartare with little creme fraiche, Ossetra caviar.
The Norwegian steelhead trout with a gently smoked belly, vermouth braised cucumber, pumpernickel, Ossetra caviar, carrot custard, Farmer-Lee's carrot glacé, and caviar beurre blanc. That was the first dish from Team Bouquier. Thank you so much.
With the platter, Jared and I kind of took an approach of steak and potatoes. The Wagyu beef ribeye from Snake River Farms. That was cooked sous vide and then roasted. It had a truffle mustard glaze over it with all the basting herbs that were on top. Next to the ribeye on the platter, we had a baked potato custard. Then there was the broccoli terrine that was on the outside with black garlic and pickled stuffed onions that was stuffed with braised short ribs.
the judging.
Right.
What is the process like? I mean, you're presented with these beautiful plates of food. What are you looking for and how do you assess it?
So the plate arrives. I personally take a quick snapshot of the composition and kind of look at it for cleanliness, precision, style. You know, of course, it has to be warm, so it's emanating just, you know, delicious aromas, hopefully. From there, really, what always wins the day is deliciousness. That just beautiful, compelling, wow, that is delicious, right? And then, of course, with the technique being perfect, hopefully, perfection is the goal, and whoever gets closest to that wins.
I think they all bring something really unique, so I think it's a great group to compete against each other because everything's going to be a little different.
Whoever wins is going to have to leave their restaurant and then focus on giving America the gold again.
Again, I know, no pressure now, right?
Right.
All three of these guys are incredible chefs in their own right, so, you know, to judge these amazing chefs, we're honored to do it.
Well, once again, I'm Billy Harris. Great to be here today. I hope everyone had a wonderful time, but it is time to get on with the show. Here we go. Woo! From the great city of St. Louis, Ben Grupe and Jared Dix. From San Francisco, Restaurant Mora, Jeffrey Hayashi and Brianna Morrison. Also from San Francisco, from Restaurant Qua, Matthew Kirkley and Minnie Chen. So this is for the Best Commis prize.
Very excited to announce the Best Commis. Brianna Morrison.
Next, third place.
We want to make sure that we celebrate not only our gold winner, but also our silver winner at the same time. And it's a great celebration for both of them. So here goes. Your new Team USA on the road to Lyon for 2019 is Matthew Kirkley. Our silver medalist. Congratulations. Thank you.
Humbled to represent my country and thrilled for the opportunity. It's tremendous shoes to fill. There's only been 15 Americans that have ever competed. It's less people than have walked on the moon. So just genuinely happy to be a part of it. And my only wish is to perform admirably.
We're back from Las Vegas and we're here at Elaia in the Botanical Heights neighborhood of St. Louis. We're going to check in with Ben and talk to him about the competition. So, kind of looking back, what was that experience like? Because when I was standing there in that room for 5 hours, it was intense. I mean, it was full of people. Everyone was cooking. What was it like for you?
The first half hour of that, it was pretty hectic. Very emotional, adrenaline's pumping, just really trying to find a rhythm. And then once we found a rhythm, you know, everything was tuned out. after that. Like there were times I looked up from the booth and, there's 12 chefs standing and it's like, okay, oh, there's Thomas Keller, there's Daniel Blue, there's so-and-so, so-and-so. It's like, oh my goodness, head down, stay focused. It didn't seem like 5.5 hours at all. I mean, it went by in a blink of an eye. At least for Jared and I, it did.
And how did it really gel your relationship with Jared?
I think it gelled great. I mean, with not having worked with each other so much to basically being married for the better part of 6 months, I think our relationship blossomed. It was great.
And so how does that now impact the way that you're working together just on a nightly basis?
Some nights we don't even need to talk. It's, he knows what needs to be done, knows what's expected, knows what the standards are, and is just excited and pushes himself every day. So it was really great to see from starting at point A to kind of where we are now. I mean, he's light years ahead of where he started.
And so how did your experience kind of in the competitive cooking circuit, essentially, through ACF and obviously the Bocuse d'Or, how does that influence your work in a day-to-day restaurant?
It shows through in the techniques that we use as far as cooking the proteins, vegetables, and kind of how we carry ourselves in the kitchen, but more so with the drive and the discipline and kind of the organizational tactics that we kind of use. It really shows in the food as far as techniques and some of the presentations. We really kind of try and push ourselves as far as what we're doing every night for service.
So moving forward for you, will you continue to do competitions? I mean, because you've been doing this for years. Is it something that you want to stick with, or are you going to focus more on your restaurant career?
Moving forward, it's a tough question. I love everything that we do here at Elaia. I love being part of the Bengelina Hospitality Group. But where we placed in November, it was a great achievement by all means. It was an amazing experience. I want to go back again and try and get the top.
That does not surprise me. I expect nothing less because I know that you want to win. You want that brass ring.
It's the competitive nature. It's not just with cooking. It's just what I've learned over the years. It's just my personality. I'm a very competitive person. I seem pretty laid back and nonchalant and pretty chill, but I'm very competitive. I want to be in Lyon. So.
All right, so stay tuned. Maybe next year.
Maybe. We'll see.